Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So, gonna try to start making videos again. Bear with me because I haven't made them in a couple, maybe a month or so, where I've really gotten back into the art. So, I'm gonna do my best. Now, I've been writing down though in the past couple months all the requests and from Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. So, here we go. And if I'm a little echoey, I'm sorry. I'm putting stuff up on the walls to help that. Um, but you know, that's life. Okay, so this is a new one that I've been working on. And you can see my nails are growing, and this one broke right off. I'm horrible with my nails. But this is another one that I've done. And she is done with paper. Because a lot of you are asking about paper instead of always using fabric and different ways to do it where it could be more cost effective than fabric. Now, to me, muslin is very cheap. You can go to your local fabric store and use a coupon, 40% off or whatever, and get like a couple yards and get it half off. But it's always on sale. But I understand and a lot of you have been writing me about kits and that kind of stuff, so I will be having that come out. Um, Question though, I do have a question about the kits. Do you want to paint the faces yourself? Do you want me to do the fabric with the faces? Do you, how do you exactly want it put together so I can accommodate you guys? Okay, so this is one that I've done. Again, she's all paper. I painted on just her little body and that kind of thing. And it's like I said, she's on fabric. The Mod Podge fabric glue is fantastic. I love this stuff. This is like my third bottle I've went through. But today, what we're gonna do is because a lot of you don't want to do the dolls because you feel that you can't draw, which drives me nuts because you guys can draw, especially the odd girls, because there's nothing, too hard about it because it's any way you want it to be. But what we're going to do today is I got asked about flowers. So I thought, all right, let's sit and play and let me just show you a few things that you can do. Now, this is just a piece of fabric. Obviously you can use paper, you can use whatever you want. I see that there's a shadow, so I'm going to have to figure that out. I think it's the light behind me. But what we're going to do today is I just have a piece of fabric. You can see I am I like to call myself cheap and easy because I'm not going to iron this. I like the wrinkles. I like the wrinkles when I do the odd girls on the quilts. So, it's up to you. You want to iron it by all means. If you're fancy and you want to iron it and put a piece of like oh, what's it called? I just lost all train of thought. Where you iron it on and it makes it sturdier. You definitely can. I can't think of the name. It'll come into my head as I'm working, I'm sure. But let me just show you some things. So this is paper. These are some jelly prints. Now, we all have jelly prints that we've used, that we've made. We don't know what to do with them. This is going to be a great thing to do with them. So we have paper. I'm going to show you how to go to your craft store and get paper to use for this. I have fabrics. I have fabrics that I've made. So I have, because I am, let me grab. I like to reuse and all that kind of stuff. This is a paper towel. Let me tell you what happened. The other day I was doing art. I was making I was trying to do a color, like a similar color of different art quilts. And my Liquitex ink spilled everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I'm talking about a full bottle all over my sewing machine, my papers, my fabric. Let me see if I can get this. I got this beautiful fabric out of it because I cleaned it up with this piece of fabric, and look at that, beautiful. I'll be using that. But I mean, I'm talking everywhere, all over my canvases. It was a mess. So I have some of this, and I'm going to show you, show you how you can use that. So first, what I'm going to do is we're not going to really plan too much out. I picked blue because of the sky, but obviously you can use whatever color that you want, or you can just use plain, regular colored, muslin. You can paint this with your acrylic paint or your Fabric Creations paint. Oh, I could sit on here for hours. You guys keep asking me to do live shows, and I think I finally figured out how to do it. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Something else that you can do is, and this is great to share, like if you have yarn and maybe somebody, you want to do some trades or whatever, you can do that. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take this piece of yarn, right? Now this is like fun yarn, whatever they call it. And this is like for texture, but you can use, when you glue it down, it's not as textural, I guess, unless you double it. But you can use regular green wool, green acrylic, it doesn't matter. And all I'm going to do is cut some pieces, nothing too major, and just kind of lay them down. Like in nature, I can twist this a little bit. It doesn't matter. You guys know I like making quilts with paper, paper quilts, all kinds of stuff. And all I'm going to do is take my glue. And if you don't have, Mod Podge fabric glue, you can use regular Mod Podge. You can use your white school glue. You can use gel medium. You can use, whatever you have. Don't feel, a lot of you write me and feel very restricted or constricted. I don't know what word I want to use. Because I use the fabric Mod Podge. You don't have to use it. Use whatever you have. White school glue works just as well. These are not going to be used as, these are used more as quilts, as art quilts, hang on the wall, that kind of thing. You can frame them. You can do whatever you want. So I'm going to lay some of those down. You can use hot glue as well. And I know you guys have asked me to use hot glue to do a few of these. So that'll be coming up as well. I just got to get my hot glue gun from downstairs. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I want some of this fuzziness. Can you see the fuzziness? I want that kind of on top. So I'm gonna kind of twist it a little bit so I get everything. Everything is everything. Now you can see if you would iron this and then back it with a, I cannot think of the name. Oh, Kel. I'll say a batting, a fusible batting. You'll have more structure. You can also, I like just to use acrylic wool sheets, acrylic sheets. What are they called? Or the wool the wool felt sheets or the acrylic felt sheets as a backing. But I'll talk about that at another time. So I'm just going to push these down and then I'm going to figure where I want this. And just lay it very organically, because honestly, out in nature, it's organic. Everything just kind of does what it wants to do. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. Kind of roll it. Roll it, roll it. I feel like I'm doing patty cake with my nephew. Okay. And lay it down. Gonna do a little bit more. And I'm very generous with the glue. It dries. It's not an issue. I want it to make sure it sticks. Okay, so you can see we have two stems, as you will. Maybe we'll do one more. Maybe we'll do it like this. Now you don't have to do all the same. Obviously you can, like I brought some, maybe we'll do this next. This is just, you can see it's a piece. I never throw anything away. I'll have to show you my bag one day where I put all these pieces in because I don't like throwing them away. Let's do this one. And I'm just going to cut it. I need to sharpen my scissors. I need new scissors because these are just, I use them very wrong. I use them to cut everything because mixed media, that's what I like to do. All right, so you can see, and it has a stamp on it. You can see like where I was playing around. It doesn't matter. Just do like this. Kind of stick it here. Now, if you put it too close to the bottom, I like to leave it like an inch away from the bottom because if I attach it to, I quilt it or turn these or do whatever, you don't want to get all this caught in there. But at the end of the day, it really, if it does, it's happened. That's why the odd girl quilts, and we'll just call these odd flowers, odd nature. Let's do odd nature. That's my new saying. Unless you have a better name, leave it down below because I appreciate you guys. And I'm just gonna lay it and kind of just push it around, and we're gonna glue it on. So we're gonna do this and go like this, cut this to a point. Okay, and you can move it and crunch it up if you want. It doesn't matter. All right, now let's get to, and you can see it's not a big deal. We can put all kinds of stuff. So let's do this first. So let's see, what kind of flower do we want to do first? Let's just do a very simple, I'll just do it by hand. Maybe we'll do the smaller one here. And if you mess it up, so what? You have all the fabric, all the tissue. Cut it as a little square. Now you can see, look how that looks. These are the paper towels. It looks like a leaf. So that was a nice surprise. So I'm just going to kind of cut it. And kind of like a tear sheet, like a oval, or was that even an oval? I don't know what the heck that is. And we're just going to lay that, and look at that. We got our first flowers, but I think I want to lay this over here. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do a few more. I like to do 5. I don't know. I like odd numbers. You can do, of course, whatever colors, or I mean, whatever number you want. Can you tell I haven't recorded in a little bit? And I'm not worrying about size, because does size matter? Not in art. Oh gosh. Okay. And you can see like this, like, what am I going to do with this piece? Watch. Oh, that's so sweet. We're not going to let him loose. That's 3. And I think I'm going to get 5 out of here. We'll see though, because, you know, if not, I'll just cut it from the other. Or you can even collage them together. It does not matter. And I'm just going to cut while I'm cutting. Well, the cutting's good. No rhyme or reason, and don't throw those little bits out yet, because who knows what we'll do with them. So I'm just gonna, I keep crossing over the camera. I apologize. I will get everything together one of these days. Now I'm just gonna lay and glue. Okay. And I'm not really putting glue on top. You can. Nobody says you can't. And I'm gonna lay the bulk of these out. I just like that kind of, I don't know, organic-y, kind of sticking up a little bit, kind of unruly. You know what I'm saying? And this is for anybody to do. You don't have to, you know, the kids, oh, it's so much fun for the kids when school's going to be out and you don't know what to do. Dye some paper towels or napkins, go to your dollar store, and you're not wasting them. You're making art out of them. And I got that one there, but I'm going to need, and again, I don't know what kind of flower this is, but I'm just going with it. And you see, it's down here. I don't care. Now, I think I need a couple more. So I think what I'm going to do is see what I have here. These bits and pieces. Just to add, you know, a little color. And if I have to cut from the other piece, so what? Or you could put, you know, if you have pink, because then you can kind of alternate it. You know, it's all in what you like. All in what you like. So I need right there just a little bit. Nothing fantastical. And I'm just gonna see how I'm just kind of filling in with some colors. Not a big deal. I'll cut 2 more, I think, right here and maybe right there. And again, I have this sitting here. I have so many of these sitting around. Not just from that day when I spilled everything, but just because I used to wipe up or clean my brushes, and I always have these sitting around. And I do have videos where I've used these as hair. I have another one that's going up for sale that I used with hair, for hair rather, and then one sold to the delicious Marianne McMillan, who is so supportive and loving. Margaret Wolf is the same. So many of you are. So many of you. Okay. I shouldn't call out names because then people get upset if I don't name them, and I don't know who, you know, gets angry, you know, doesn't want their name said, and then I feel bad, and you know, I don't want anybody getting mad at me. Okay, all right. See how we have? Oh, maybe right here. Maybe right there. Okay. And if you feel, you know, oh, I'm just gonna push it down a little bit. Just push it real good. Oh, now you can see that bad boy came up. You get there, little friend, and then there. Okay. So you see how we have that? Now I want to do a middle. So I'm gonna take, excuse my arm again, please. Look at this fabric. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm gonna cut a circle. Now you can make it a green. You can make it, you can see here, like I could have used some of this in here where it's a little lighter. Do you know what I mean? I could, it is, the world is your oyster. You do as you want to do. Now, I also have this paper, which I'll do another flower, but look at that. We could have put some of those little spikes in there. Oh gosh, I could go on. I would sit here and do a million things, but I'm not going to keep you here forever because I'd like for you to do this as well. Let me, you know what I'll use next is the jelly prints. But all right, so I'm going to cut and I'm going to show you. This is just a little square I cut, and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going around. And look, you can be fancy and draw the circle. You can fold this in half. You can do whatever your little heart desires. Me, I'm rocking with it. Don't throw this away. I don't know what we'll use it for, but we will. Going in. I'm doing a little dab, dab, dab for my Angie. Okay. Now, let me tell you, I love to sew once these are done. So I like to put in stitches and around, and you can stitch these down, leave them up. You can do whatever you want to do. You can be more, like more, you know, like when you cut it, you can have it more perfect. I don't like that word because I don't believe in perfection because nature is not perfect, but I mean, you can do whatever you want. Like I'm looking here and I see this, and this would be a real waste if I threw it away. So I'm just going to tear that little end off, both sides. And I'm going to take some glue here and I'm going to pull it down. And then I'm just going to lay this here. Nobody will ever know. And now I got a little point. So you can imagine, now you can do it by hand or by machine. It doesn't matter. And you just sew and follow it around. And oh, okay. So let's do one more. And then let me show you, because so many of us have, and this is another fabric I made. I think I did it on the video, but you can see where you can use this as a flower petal or as a stem. So I'm going to take jelly prints. Look at these beautiful jelly prints. Let's do this. When my dog is crying, I'm so sorry. He wants to lay at my feet, and the way I'm sitting, he can't. So let's do like a tulip, right? So I'm just going to kind of lay some glue down with no real perfect idea. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use this. And I'm going to cut it. And at first I'm just going to cut it like this. You can see it's kind of big, but that's all right. I'm going to save the rest and use it for whatever. And you can see how I'm going here. I'm just going to kind of go in and do zigzags. Okay. Save that because that's some good stuff. And I think I'm going to just round this a little like that. And I'm going to lay that. And I want a little of the glue here so this adheres. Now imagine going in with stitches right around it, or you could, you know, on it. Oh gosh, it's going to be fun, fun, fun. All right, so you see, look how easy that is. And any color, you can do any color. Tulips are, you know, a million different colors. Now I'm going to show you the last thing. And this is, go to your arts and crafts store and go into their paper section. Now these papers are not expensive by no stretch of the imagination. However, they always have clearance, 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 clearance. And I buy so much of this on clearance, even papers that I don't like, because I can reuse them. And if you go back in my channel, you'll see a million different ways I've reused these. I've even painted on them and that kind of thing. I will link, if you're on your computer, I'll link up in the corner here, a video of how I repainted mixed media paper that I bought, scrapbook paper that I bought from the store that I did not like or did not serve a purpose for me at the moment. And if you cannot click up there, it'll be right down below in the, it says show more, and you'll see all my info down there. You guys have been asking for my address. You guys have been asking for my PayPal so you can donate. My Patreon's down there as well. So all my info is down below, and follow me everywhere. I'm Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, everywhere, everywhere. Okay. So that's my little spiel. So you can see, oh, the fun flowers you can have, but I'm going to cut this out and you can see, you know, it has some ridges. So I'm just going to kind of go around because I want those ridges, but I'm not going to worry how perfect I cut it. Okay. Now there's a million things on here you can make as flowers. Obviously, I mean, like these would be absolutely gorgeous. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. So you see. So you can see this is what it looks like. And you can go in, and again, we're not talking perfection. We're just going in. I'm going to clip it off. I like to save papers as well, but you don't have to. You know, that's up to you. You can also make your own paper by saving these papers. So if you want that, let me know down below. And start saving your papers in like a Ziploc bag or some kind of bag that you have, and I will show you how to make your own delicious papers. So you can use in your mixed media, because I love showing you guys what you can use at home to make your own stuff. Because I know a lot of us are, you know, we have disability or we don't have a lot of money or whatever the case, you know, raising kids, whatever it is. And maybe you're young, but you want to do, you know, you want to try these things. So I'm all about helping out. Oh, and I'm rhyming like the Beastie Boys. Okay, so look, we're going to do this. And I'm going to, and you can see the back is blue, which you could do as well. I mean, just look at things differently. Don't look at things like, you know, what they are. Look at them differently. And I'm just going to lay this on here because when we're growing in the nature, you know, I'm going to push it down. Again, we can sew around it, but I'm going to show you something fun that I got, and I'll do it in the next video, how I will embellish this and whatnot. So yeah, so I have that, and that's really, really cool. Like I said, to start out. Now I did this bigger, so you guys could see it. I might, if I was doing this more, and maybe I'll do one off camera and then show you what I mean. Now doing it big like this is fantastic. However, I would probably do it a bit smaller so I could get more flowers, but that's totally up to you. There's nothing, you know, wrong with whatever way you do it. Now, this is like mulberry paper, and you can as well use this, and I'll show you one more thing because I could sit here for hours. Okay. So all I'm going to do is, let's do it over here. Now look how cool that looks torn. Can you see? So you could tear this as well once you get it cut out. But I'm just going to kind of do a real quick, see, kind of a circle, like a Kelly circle, no big deal. And let's go over here, because these are one of my favorite. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down, and maybe, and I also love putting quotes, like doing this and then putting a beautiful quote. Just this would be absolutely gorgeous. And like I said, you could do so many different ways, so many different things, and I'll do that in the next, like I said. But maybe we'll just put this one here just for sake of time. Put some, and you could look, you could do the other side too. There's a lighter pink around here too. So you're getting bang for your buck, which, you know, I love some bang for my buck. And I'm going to lay that there for a second. And now I'm going to put, let's do a different, oh gosh, this stuff I could do with the dye. Let's do this. This is just a green fabric. I did not make this fabric. It's just a green fabric that I had. And I'm just going to cut it real quick so you could see. Obviously, that's too thick. When did you ever find yourself mumbling that word? All right. Okay. And remember, save all these in your Ziploc bag because it's just the stuff that you can do. And look, you're doing bits and bobs, right? Bits and pieces. So I'm just going to kind of take it down. And I like to put it underneath there, but you can do whatever way you want. It is yours. Make it yours. There we go. And you could twist it, but for for time's sake, I'm not gonna. All right, now what you can do, and I'm gonna use black, but you use like whatever color this is, pink, red. I would probably use red. Do I have anything red around here? No, everything's back there. Okay, so we have this. So now let me move in just a minute to show you. Start in the middle and swirl your. Now you see where you could use like a darker pink or a red. Swirl your way out and you're going to have a rose. Now, if you think ahead, you can cut these so they're a little more scalloped and that kind of thing. It doesn't matter though. You just do you. I would put glitter on here after it's dry. And I would do the threads and all that, and I'll show you. Look how easy and simple. It's not that big of a deal. Now, what you also can do is let's take this extra, and I'm going to fold it. Fold it in. Maybe I'll fold it this way instead. In half, lengthwise. Hold it and try. No, this is going to be too thin for me to do right now when I'm not paying attention. Let's do this one instead. Okay, fold it in half. If my iron was on, I'd probably tack it with my iron because it would, stay how I wanted it. But at the end of the day, you don't really have to. And I'm just going to cut with these crappy scissors. Ugh! There we go. Kind of like a long heart. And then you can do your leaves. Oh, wait, it sticks to your hand. Delicious. Okay, let's do it right here because I like that. And you can make it, roll it up, make it stand up, do whatever you want. You can put glitter on it when it's done. Tap it right there. And there you go. And you could do that everywhere with all kinds of different colors for leaves. Brown, I mean, you could do a, move all this out of the way. If it's like I have this beautiful rust, you know what I mean? I have red here that you could do for more flowers. There's just so many things. You know what you could, well, no, it's too late. I already glued this down. Let me see if I can get this up. That fabric glue dries fast, but let me see some. Let me try something real quick. I'm going to take this red and I'm going to cut it. And then I just want to have an idea. I'm going to go around. Let me see something. And this doesn't necessarily have to be for this flower, but it's just the idea I got in my head. Now, if you have a Sizzix, one of the cutting machines, I have a Sizzix Big Shot, and I have Scan and Cut. You definitely can cut these out of there. All your things if you want them to be more, And like I said, I'm just doing this so I don't, because if I was taking more time, I would do it a bit smaller and a little bit more. But you don't have to. That's the fun thing. So let me see what this did here. Now that itself is a flower, isn't it? And then we can lay that in there. So let me just glue these down because, oh, all right. Okay, laying that down. Not worrying about the edges because if they stick up, that's just what flowers do. Gonna throw some more on there and glue that in the middle. And you see how you get that great dimension? Look at that. Changed the whole thing. Oh, okay, I could sit here for hours. I'm not gonna continue on and bore you. However, so much more we're gonna do with this. Like I said, I will come back and show you a fun way to embellish this a little bit more. And yeah, that's it. I just wanted to show you this. You guys asked for more ways to make art quilts rather than, let's see, I want this to show through. Let me see if I can get this up. More ways than doing the art dolls. And so I got a couple more ways than doing the art dolls. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that, and I appreciate if you share me everywhere like I'm your loose friend. I appreciate it. And if you guys do this, of course, find all of my information down below. Tag me. I love when you guys tag me and send me your art so I can see what you guys do. And if you guys do odd girls, you guys know I love that. My group is also down below, All Things Creative. That you can come join. We do ATC swaps and we're doing postcard swaps, and you can post your art and talk to other artists in there. And if you have questions and just sharing, and it's just a fun place to be. And that is it. I will see you in my next video. And as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.